Hello. How's the beard? How's the beard feel? Marty Burns, I got one of your baits painted today. I actually painted for fun. Lightning Muskie, what's up? Jeremy, what's up? I was uh I was feeling a little what's the word? Uh what is that word? Where you motive no? Inspired is the word I'm looking for. Inspired. So I had painted this I'd painted this bait some time ago, um, probably last year, and I was testing it down at my buddy's house, and I made about as long a cast down the creek as I could, and I found a tree under the water. Couldn't get the bait loose. It wasn't a wood bait; it was a plastic bait. It was a little BDS1 knockoff, and so I decided I was gonna leave this plug in Davy Jones' locker. So broke my line, which is nearly impossible with big game, as you know. Uh, but I left it there, and I had actually, before I broke it off, I had caught chain pickerel, I'd caught bass, and I had caught bluegill on this bait. So I'd caught all three species of fish that were swimming around on this little bait in this little color. And I was like, I should probably redo that. So what the color was, it was like a play on. It has a Ozark shad vibe, but instead of blue down the side, it has purple. And instead of the like chartreusey orange or chartreusey light yellowy back with the dark stripe, I did this like honey amber color like this, and put like a fire red belly on it and a little bit of orange. But that was my that was what I wanted to that was what I wanted to bring back was this color. And I saw a lonely squared bill Bernsey sitting there, and I said, I think you're the one. So this will be this will be a really good color for down here. So it's got it's already been proven to me that it'll catch everything that swims. So a smelt vibe. That's interesting. That's good to know, Anthony. Uh, yeah, I was trying to think of a name for it because it's not Ozark. Certainly isn't Ozark. It's like a it's like a Halloween version of Ozark shad. I don't know what's near the Ozarks. Mobile shad. I don't even know that we have shad. Brozark. Now we're talking. Grand. Yeah, I guess you are getting over in that country. And I do need more Oklahomians. So what better way to suck them in than a color made specifically for them? Okie shad. But I need to. I think these eyes are dry enough that I can give them a pupil. Sooner shad. That's a good one. That's a good one. Where's my daughter? Jeremy, unfortunately, I have way too many of those. So I don't know what to do with them, dude. I was just thinking. I was sitting over here looking at them. Like I've done so much weird shit um, that it's starting to pile up, and I just find like random. I'll just open up a box, and it'll just be like one-off random shit I've done on random baits, and I don't have enough time on this planet to throw all this shit. So, um, where is that bait? Prime example. So I tried to make a chameleon lizard crankbait that would color shift from brown to purple. That's what it looks like. And it does change a little bit. It's got the brown glow to it when you like roll it around. But in the sun, it's very purpley chameleon looking. It's a real popular color down here. So I said, why not make it into a crankbait? Um, so I put some little bars down the side. It's pretty sexy. But like I said, if I go fishing tomorrow, I'm not pulling all this weird shit out and being like, let's throw my chameleon crankbait. You know what I mean? Like I just want to go like grab the shit I got and go fishing. I don't want to like dig all this shit up out of boxes. But that's the kind of stuff that's just like laying around that I need to get rid of. So I think I'm going to do starting 2023. I will unleash the Patreon, and I think I will just start giving away my one-offs to Patreon members because that would be a good way to kind of part with this stuff and know it would be going to some appreciative person. Um, Hell, I'm not Crime Wolf this time. It's going to happen because it's going to be also a way for me to purge. Um, so it'll help me purge and you get some cool shit. So this was actually made with worm dye. So it's not it's also unique in that sense that this is the actual dye used if you were to make worms in the bait. So pretty cool shit. Um, Jorts picks. Yeah, I'll probably do lives in jorts. Maybe even maybe I could even do. That's what I probably have to do. It's Patreon only lives in limited jorts. Jorts never seen by the public. That would surely uh, get the numbers up. All right, we have eyeballs. We have eyes. Kyle? I don't know. Shouldn't. I mean, worm dye doesn't. So we shall see. We shall see. Got this little Earl here. I got to sand. I sanded on it yesterday, trying to get down to where I could paint. Those pupils were probably too big for AJ. He likes those little beady pupils that you dot with a fucking needle or a thumbtack. That's what it was. That's what AJ dots his eyes with. And they're like this thing. So I chromed this bait with a heat press. Okay. So a piece of foil, heat press it. What happens with the foil is that if you don't paint a colored base down first, which you can paint black to make the chrome stand out more, or you can paint silver so it just kind of hides it. You can paint blue so you get like a little undertone. You can do anything, honestly. But I just did a clear base over this one with chrome foil, and it ended up being, I figured it would cover it up, but it's almost like a ghost chrome. So you can probably see the weights in it, but it's like a clown ghost chrome. Cool ass bait. Do I need 15 of them? No. Here's a little shrimp I did. Do I need all those? No. Dicking around with an IU color. Do I need all those? No. So here's just what I found sitting over there in the damn corner. Eric, these would actually be good this time of year, or anytime somebody's when you need this is the smallest duo size I think they make. This would be a real good cold water bait because it's really tight and slow sinking. It's a good bait. It's a good yo-yoing bait. It does pretty good on a yo-yo. Eric, I got him from an old timer in Ohio, I believe he lived. And he made me a deal I couldn't refuse. So I laid a base coat down on them earlier today, and they had some pinholes to where I had sanded a little too heavy into the foam, and it showed some signs of little air bubbles because Joey, thank you, sir. I hope you have a good new year as well. We will see you on the other side of 2022 here in a little while. But because this foam, it's the same thing with resin. Once you sand down like a resin bait past the little shell that it makes, it'll get pretty bubbly. Happy New Year's, Judge. What's going on? Did you have a good Christmas? But foam is the same way as resin. So you have to be careful. I don't know that it's even avoidable. But I took my base layer of paint off, and I guess it was kind of like a guide coat. If you're familiar with painting. And so took all that off, and now I added some filler to try and fill in the little pinholes. So when I seal this bitch up, it looks nice and clean. But that's the other. That's another reason for that I think the Patreon will be fun, is because if I get the urge to say spiff up a little Earl or some of my little golden nuggets I have laying around the shop, and sometimes that's how it works. Like I see a bait and the shape or something inspires me to put whatever whatever paint job, I kind of, if I've got a paint job in mind, sometimes this profile will fit better than like a big fat square bill or something. So I'll pull out my whatever bait fits the what I got in my head and paint it. Sometimes I want to paint little stuff. Sometimes I want to paint big stuff. It just depends. So, but like I said, every time I need to like test something or get inspired to paint something, I really don't need to keep all, like, it's too much. You know what I mean? Like if it's something really exceptional, I'll probably keep it so I can remember how to do it or like have a personal reference. But I probably hadn't kept anything and like put anything away for storage since the crawls I did like 5 or 6 years ago. The ones with the I don't know, Eric. He didn't know either. Uh, but I've been toying around with making a foam bait. Hella, yes, baitless hooks will be coming still in 2023. I've already started in 2022. Everything that came out in December has been hookless. So I will leave it to all the hook snobs to put their own hooks on. Eric, they did have the Mustad little brown triple grips on them. I do believe. Yeah, this sanding all this damn primer off in there, stinky. Or it's making my nose run. Let's see here. Do I have a used piece? No. Hold one up. Oh, the baitless hooks. Yes, yes, yes. Where I advertise the bait and then don't send you the bait and just send you shitty hooks. Yes, I have a whole container here. Uh, Even these will go really fast. So be on the lookout. Uh, be on the lookout for these little things. They'll probably be pictured not at all, but you'll probably be thinking you're getting a regular round bend black nickel hook, and instead, to your surprise, get this double shitty silver hook with this little teaser. So 2023 will be full of surprises. What else we got, Eric? I have multiple colors. That's a pretty one. And then chartreuse in black. And that, whatever that color is. So all fish catchers. The only reason I sanded this one down was because the shitty clear coat was peeling off. It wasn't peeling off, it was like melted. So I had to do a little work on it. So here I am trying to make this thing look decent enough to throw a coat of paint on. They say this foam shit's real temperamental though. Doesn't like humidity, which is bad for me because we're in the humidity capital. So, but it would be cool to have a bait you could just pour out of foam and then pop it out, and there it is. A lot better than resin. Like I said, I think it's more temperamental than resin. TK, what are we doing with the half gold foil, half silver big M foiled baits? Well, we're certainly not doing a bluegill and a crawfish on one side, whatever that dumb shit you came up with was. That's out. I know for certain that's what we're not doing. Gold on one side, silver on the other. How about a black back? I mean, you could do, here's something you could do. On the gold side, I could turn that gold side into simple crawl. You could do a simple crawl on one side, and then on the silver side, do whatever. But I could turn the gold side into simple crawl, which would be cool. Or JP, what's up? Daniel, I know. Groundbreaking stuff. Black back. If you want to get real, like, if you want to really know it, like, what goes on in this brain of mine, I might even paint the belly white. I don't know. I have to run it past Eric first. Kyle, I've turned into a dick in my old age. That shit doesn't work. I know I am making it harder on myself, Jeremy. Casey, what's up, dude? Brendan, how goes it? The Yukon Cornelius. But then I'd have to paint a little mustache on it. Got one dink on a 4x4 deep today. Well, how many do you think you would have caught on a drop shot? Black back, gold side, silver side, and call it done. I feel like the silver side probably does need something. Kyle, I don't. I used to try, but it's like pissing in the wind because I'm pulling so much air through. You can't really dehumidify the air. How about a golden shiner and a thread fin? So black back, white belly. Maybe a little blue on the shoulder. I don't know what is a trying to think colors that would look good. So how do I make the fish know that one side is a thread fin and one side is a golden shiner? What would differentiate the gold side? Brennan, before you do anything with that, make sure that your airbrush is clean and free of all acrylic water-based paint. Because if you don't, and there's a little pigment left in there or dried up bullshit from the last time you sprayed, that will turn into the gummiest, boogeriest mess you have ever seen. And it'll be nearly impossible to clean out. So, heed my advice. Uh-oh, now we got a pissing contest. Ruby or orange throat? I don't care for red throats. I like orange throats. That's just my personal opinion. If I'm going to put red on a bait, it's not going to be on the throat. I rather put it on the nose. I don't like red-throated baits. I just don't like the way they look. Marty, I'm not overthinking it. It's not my fucking bait. I don't care. I mean, I'll paint the damn thing pink. I'm just here to oblige the masses. Brennan, yeah, I would use the same cleaner to get the water-based paint out, but once you start using the solvent-based stuff, you're going to need to clean your gun with a lacquer thinner and something like that. So, and I've heard this forever, dude. This is the biggest bullshit myth that floats around the internet, that if you put lacquer thinner in your airbrush, all the chrome and the silver is going to come off of it. I'm here to tell you that is 100% the biggest load of bullshit that has ever been said. My airbrushes have lived in lacquer thinner for years. They have lacquer thinner in them right now. They have dried paint with lacquer in them. Like, You couldn't get any more lacquer thinner on my guns. And you know what? They're still chrome. So don't let somebody tell you, oh, don't put lacquer thinner in your gun. All the chrome's going to come off. Tell me, shut up. Eric, we're being reprimanded by Burns, and he's I think he's getting angry, and he says, "Stop overthinking it. Just paint the fucking bait." And now he says the purpose of a two-color foil is to get it with different types of flash, and it works. Shut up and paint the bait with a black back and a white belly. Papa Burns, Papa Burnsy has spoken. He is about to take off his belt. Ammonia will eat the chrome. There you go. Burns says, if I got to put down my knife and get out of this damn chair, your ass is grass. Jeremy detailed cars for 15 years and never had a problem using lacquer thinner on chrome. Jeremy, I don't know where people get this shit, dude, but I've read that numerous times on these Facebook groups. That's why that's why on these like painting groups and all those damn things, like you take what you read with a grain of salt, because half those dudes, actually the majority of them, don't know what they're talking about. And the ones that do know probably aren't on there telling you what to do. So Burns knows best. Maybe I know, Eric. No, that'd be too matchy. I don't want to roll it over. I was gonna get real crazy. This would have spun Burns's brain out. On the silver side, I was gonna do gold scales over the shoulder, and on the gold side, I was gonna do silver scales over the shoulder. So then they're double twisty. Burns' blood starting to bubble over there while he's twisting wires. Brennan, stay that way. I refuse to comment. That's funny. Burnsy says, I'm out with you losers. What if? And then I could do a reverse on the top. I could do a black back with a white spot on the head, and then do a white belly with a black spot on the tail. Really reverse it. Triple reverse it. And then it'll have two different colored eyes. Do a silver eye on the gold side and a gold eye on the silver side. Quadruple reversal. How else could I do? How else could I reverse things? Hmm. That'd be a start. We'd have to call that bait the Riddler. Yin Yang twins. I used to listen to them in high school. Daniel, the opinion of the purple pick guard on the Les Paul. In my mind, I pictured it different. I pictured the purple being different. I pictured like a like in a tortoiseshell where the tortoiseshell is kind of orangey red. I pictured that being purple, and it being like a purpley tortoiseshell kind of pick guard. And I was like, that probably looks badass. And then you hit me with the purple. And when I first saw it, I was like, wow, that's purple. But the more I looked at it, the more it grew on me. It wasn't as bad as I was thinking it was going to be. It was strangely pleasing to the eye. Oh, Burns has spoken his final. We have the straw has broken the Burnsies' camel back. He said, and I quote, just shoot fucking bone over the entire bait. There you go, Eric. Burns' final stand. All his foil work, who cares? Blast it with bone. Don't even put eyes on it. Bone chrome or go home. That's what they say. Or in the Bass Lab, ET bone chrome. I gotta get some. This is my Baits Burns boner. This is my baits that need to be sandblasted. Put those in here. Put these in here. I really need to find somebody with a big compressor and a tank. AJ, you're getting way involved, bro. Ghost bone chrome. I'm gonna have to do it. I've already proven, AJ, that ghost chrome can be done. You can't see it, but this is indeed a chrome bait. But it's also transparent. Jeremy, it probably would be. Probably would be. Speaking of foil, here's a foiled bait I did when my dumbass used to foil baits. Well, you can't see it. Focus. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Sorry, Instagram. I got a call. But, yeah, I thought foiling baits would be cool. Who's calling me? Marion, Alabama. I don't know anybody in Marion. Leave me alone. Yeah. I'll pass on the foiling. I will say I did a pretty good job. I think Hella's calling me from his burner phone to shut down Instagram. Where's my pen? Sorry, Burnsy. Fuck foil baits. All right, it's official. Not in a Marling Baits kind of way. It's just official that this bait is complete. It has been signed. We got Burns fired up. Fuck foil. That's what I say, Burns. Fuck foil. Had a nice gentleman ask me to foil a swim bait for him, and that's pretty much the first thing that popped in my head. But of course, I couldn't respond with that, so I politely declined. But if you want to know what was going through my head, that was it. The belt is coming off. Burns, he's already popped it once as a warning. Eric's going to say that when he gets the bill. Yeah, when he gets the bill, he's going to say, maybe I'll just nail polish the backs of those. Maybe I'll just put nail polish on those. Just send them to me. Yeah, I'm not down with the foiling process. But you know, a lot of these guys now they cut their foil on a CNC to fit their baits. So Burnsy, if you had a fancy CNC machine or you knew somebody with one and they cut out all your foil templates to the shape of your bait, it would probably be not as painful. But you still have to clear coat them twice. Yes, you still have to epoxy them again, which is my rub with foil. So I don't know. I don't like that stuff. South Jersey, I don't believe HPHs are foiled. I've painted quite a few of them, and I don't believe what you're seeing is foil. And I've heard that from other people. That HPHs were foiled, and I am not under the impression that that is true. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Jeremy's over there getting down. We're giving him PTSD from Dad's belt. Yeah, let's see if I can do it. I don't have a belt on today. I never don't wear a belt. Yours had crinkles? See, I've the ones I've had all had like chips in the joint right by the right in the front half, and it went straight down to paint. I mean, to the body. Like there was no layer of foil in between it. It's odd. How big is the sheets of material you want to cut the lips out of, TK? Oh, I don't know, Daniel. I haven't got that far. Brendan, he uses an epoxy clear coat for his bodies, and I don't think it's tinted. I think it's just some sort of, I mean, it's always looked to me like it was chrome paint. But if he was foiling all those baits, that would be really dumb. His baits don't shine enough to be foil to me. I'll have to look at one. Let me look real quick. I got my phone right here. HPH swim bait. The Elusive. Here's one on Tackle Tour. Yeah, it doesn't look foiled at all. He has a foil color. That's interesting. Maybe he's, I don't think it's, if it's any kind of foil, I don't think it's I don't think it's the standard kind of foil that you would use. That one, this one, these do look foiled, but none of the ones I've ever had looked foiled at all. Let's see. But I will say, if he's foiling those things, he's pretty damn good foiling. But I really don't see how that's possible. And I'll tell you why. So if you look at this picture, see that? Look at the top of the nose up towards past the eye, towards the top of the gill plate. If he's running a piece of foil, there's no seam. And all this is molded into his body, into the mold. If he was running foil on that, he would have a seam. So, and he doesn't have a seam lower than that. Unless he stops it right there. He might stop his foil up here. I don't know. If it whatever his foil is, if it's foiled, it must be insanely thin. You know what I bet he's using? What this kind of looks like? It looks like almost like a it almost looks like a candy wrapper. If that were the case, that would probably be thin enough that he could hide it, that you wouldn't see it. I bet it's that damn candy full. Because that wouldn't leave a big seam. And he's got so much shit going on his baits, and you can still see the scales pretty much through his paint and stuff. It would have to be really, really thin to pick up all this detail. But he put so much paint shit on them, I don't even feel like they look like they flash that much. These do. These look nice. I bet that's what it is. I bet it's that damn candy full. But he'd have to have some pretty giant sheets of it. These are pretty. These are prettier than these are from 2018. I feel like the ones I see though, like these are beautiful specimens, and I feel like whenever I get one, they don't ever look that good. But I don't know. Here you go. There's a picture of the joint. Oh, I didn't realize that. Did y'all know that a HPH had the pins? The pin was in the front section of the bait. Daniel, believe it or not, a lot of guys will use like kitchen aluminum foil, but you have to use the cheapest you can find because it's the thinnest. But I didn't South Jersey. I was just looking at the picture, and he has his holes in the front section of the bait, which is interesting. I never noticed that. Marty, can you get it in sheets that big that are like 4 inches tall? Now that one is chrome paint. That's definitely paint. There's the 6x6, so you could do it. Those are the Perch-tastic. I think we cracked it. Stand corrected. They do look to be foiled, but with some little micro foil. I guess I got lucky and never got a chromed one. I mean, a foiled one. I got only painted versions. Like this one looks like paint. Yeah, you can definitely tell the ones that he stuck that shit to. Most of the ones I'm seeing are paint, but when you, like you said, when you look at the throat, like the gill plate, you can see wrinkles in it when he foils it that you don't see when he paints it. How about that? Stupid ass baits. Fuck a HPH. Jeremy, that was an attempt at it. But I didn't do it right and I melted the bait. South Jersey, that was probably smart. Marty, is probably, I mean, if I had to guess, it's probably like the, uh, whatchamacallit, that gold leaf. But yes, I have attempted the foil. I did a piss poor job, but I know a lot more about this foil shit now, and this was the wrong foil, so I'll give it another go. I was honestly just trying to do the gill plate. So you'll probably see that at some point. You will probably see that at some point. Uh, gold leaf glue. That's a good tip. Burnsy, you got your little shell veneer sheets and started cutting scales in them with your little jig you set up for your razor blade, and then you can cut the scales in it. JJ's magic on some paint leaves a gnarly, crinkled look that is the shiznit. Here is a tip, I believe, about any of those JJs or Spike It. The base is acetone in a lot of them. So, or there's a heavy amount of acetone in there. So, whatever you put that stuff on, note that you will be putting acetone on your bait. AJ, you don't get orange peel, bro. Get out of here. Fish eyes, I could believe. Fish eyes, I could believe. The last time I got fish eyes and baits is I was in Austin, and I was still spraying KBS, and that's when they did their little formula switch. And I went and bought, because I couldn't get rid of the fish eyes, and there wasn't a ton of them. I just get them on like the backs of my bait or on like the shoulders, and I bought all new airlines. I changed the compressor out. I got a new airbrush, filters, everything was changed. And I was like, all right, I'm free of contaminants. Let's blast some baits. First one, shit all on the back. So I had just spent like, $200 buying all this bullshit, and still had issues. So I called customer service. I said, is there something going on with y'all's clear coat, y'all's KBS Diamond Clear? I'm like, what's your problem? I was like, I'm getting fish eyes like a mofo, and I can't get rid of them. I've changed everything out. The only thing that is the same is your shitty ass clear coat. And they said, yeah, we've been having some issues with that, or we've had a couple people mention that. They never would, of course, agree or take ownership of having a problem. I said we've had a couple guys, mention that they had been seeing maybe some fish eyeing on the new formula. I'm like, oh, you have a new formula? And they're like, yes. I was like, well, why'd you do that? I would like to have known that. Like, I buy enough of this shit that if you're going to change it on me, is I don't want a new formula. Hell, go back to the old one, the first one. That was the best one anyway. But they kept dicking around with it, and it didn't. That was the last straw. I had a jug of that shit left, and I threw it in the damn trash and said, "Done with you, KBS. You suck." Clear coat epoxy. New formula is probably cheaper made. Daniel, I don't know what they were doing. Like every time they would try and like fix something with the formula, they would open up some other can of worms trying to fix it, and it just kept making it worse. And it, like I said, I never liked the shit anyway. Some people say that this like the most rock hard, bulletproof clear coat they've ever used. I didn't like it. I never thought it was that hard. But I think if you lived in a perfectly stable environment where you used it, maybe you would see those kind of results. But the way I used it, I never I never was that happy with it. And it took too long. You'd have to wait a damn week to send somebody's baits out. When your Mendit starts getting a little gelled up, if you add some MEK, should it thin it back down? Should. Or xylene or something. I don't know what all's in that shit, but I don't particularly like dealing with MEK. I guess I'd get the MEK substitute. I must have been the first motherfucker to call. They treated me like I was an idiot and I was doing something wrong. AJ, did you also have fisheye issues with KBS? I will say, when I first started using that stuff, it was pretty fun. Because I went from epoxying one bait at a time every, like, I could do like 3 baits or so, or like 4 baits with epoxy in like 7 minutes. And then I went to being able to clear coat 50 baits in 10 minutes. It's like, dude, this is awesome. This is awesome. But then you had to sit there and like do the little tail dips and like stick your little wires in there, and that part was pretty annoying. But for the most part, it was pretty nice. I did a batch with 1 old formula, 1 new formula, and 1 UV, and only 1 bait head fish eyes. I gargle with butyrate. Ew. Sounds chalky. Well, I guess AJ, you have since cut ties with your KBS sponsorship. This needs to go in there. I need a piece of. Oh, I wonder if this will work. Let's see. This Smithwick Rogue smells exactly like a cigarette. I got a whiff and I was like, what is this? Guy must have smoked in his house. I'm a clear coat free agent. There you go. There you go. I think KBS, I don't know how much of their business was from fishermen, but I'm assuming it was not microscopic. But what do I know? What do I know? Oh, how am I going to get these eyes out? Heat. All right. I'm about to get off of here. Sponsoring Jen and the Brotherhood. I didn't know that they were a sponsor. After the difference probably was with them. They're probably used to dealing with people who actually paint stuff. People who are already involved in like some sort of automotive, motorcycle, whatever kind of painting. So their customer service probably had to deal with a little more of an enlightened customer. And then when they got into the fishing world, they're dealing with all these people that are brand new and pretty clueless as to what's going on. So I would bet their customer service hotline got bombarded with totally idiotic questions. And they're like, dude, screw these guys. We're out of here. South Jersey first got in contact with Marty to do a bill repair on an old Bagley. I found him on Bass Boat Central, I believe. It was either Bass Boat Central or it was the Bass Fishing homepage, probably before your time. Bass Fishing homepage was. But it was a nerdy internet forum for bass fishermen. Kyle, pretty much all of it, dude. Like all these guys claim, oh, I got the best new thing. They all do the same shit. Now there are things to do when you apply them that make a whole lot of difference. Like if you're like really into flawless clear coats, most of it's in the application. But I think it's the same thing. Rich Shackelford, what's up? I think it's the same thing with like batteries. It's the same thing with, motor oil. Like all that shit's the same. Like it's not, but it is. Like it's coming out of the same plant. All the binders and polymers and all the shit they put in, all that epoxy stuff, it's all coming from the same place. But the thing with epoxy, for every it's the same thing with clear coat. Any of that stuff, there's always like a give and take. You know what I mean? Like if you want to do more baits, it's going to make your clear coat thinner, so you might, and it takes longer for it to set up or whatever. And then if you do a clear coat that doesn't take as long to set up, you can only do a few baits, and like there's no really like everybody wants like the perfect clear coat. It doesn't exist. Hello, you're a smart man. I can't remember the name of that forum, but it had a huge crankbait page. I had Burnsy. I posted a question on, I think it was Bass Boat Central, maybe. I can't remember, but it was on an internet forum. Hell, it might have been on Tackle Underground. I don't think it was on Tackle Underground though. Because Tackle, I don't think it was Tackle Underground. Because I didn't find out about Tackle Underground until later. But I think because I was just fishing then. So I think it was on Bass Boat Central, and I posted a questionnaire about if anybody knew anybody who could repair balsa Bagley crankbait bills that were broken. And one dude said, Marty Burns is your guy. I said, who the hell is he? So he's up in Arkansas. Well, give me his name. And or email. That was email. That was the Benton Burns days when I was sending you them AOL messages. Tackle Tour. Could have been. I don't know. But um, Daniel, that's the funny thing is it doesn't matter at all. Especially like the only person it should matter to is the people who have to apply it, because that's the only real difference is how you're set up or how your process allows you to do things. Um, but even people not in the painting world love talking about clear coats. Uh, um, but Hella, what was up with the old boy on your channel not knowing what a big O was? No comment. Um, but yeah, Taco Tour, the forum on Taco Tour was the shit. But there was tons of ask Flying Fish 2000. There you go. That was Eric's old handle. Um, so yeah, I got Burns's email, sent him a few emails, and he repaired some bills for me. And then he started talking shit about my baits. So why do you throw those shitty ass Bagleys? Because they catch them. Like, yeah, but they suck. They're built terrible. Well, show me something better. And he did. I swear Taco Tour gave a shitty rating on the Megabass Z cranks. South Jersey, it's not only Taco Tour I've heard shitty ratings on the Z crank from. I've heard it from lots of people. I don't think they were alone in not caring for the Z crank. About 3 Bagleys and have been fishing them all fall and not took a bite on them. Not one bite? Is it the new ones? It's pretty odd. I don't know. South Jersey, maybe just got lucky, bro. Maybe that fish would have hit anything. Maybe just hit him on the head and he was like rabid. List your 3 favorite Ned baits for you. 3 favorite Ned baits. Probably Balsa B3, a half-ounce jig, and a buzzbait. Those would probably be my favorite Ned baits to throw. South Jersey. So what you're trying to tell me is this Megabass Z crank is superior to what? Or you're saying are you defending the Z crank against all balsa crankbaits, or just its shitty review from Tackle Tour? That they said it didn't catch. Did they say? Did you say they said that it didn't catch fish? Sorry, Burns. I always do that to you. I've just got that was the B3 was my first love. Listen to jigging a buzzbait. I think I could. I mean, I think I could probably take those three things and do about just anything I want to do. Most of the mass-produced balsa baits over here, the quality is good. The circuit board lip is great. Just on the hard shit. A Z crank is $20. I didn't know you could get those things. I didn't think they were available. Let's look up a Z crank. Don't look them up. Ichiban. I will say I'm not a huge fan of the profile. That one's pretty. That one's appealing to my eye. The French pearl one. Bahama milk pearl. Out of stock, out of stock, out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. South Jersey, I can't even buy these things, dude. Yeah, the Z crank doesn't look very durable. Let's see. Here's the Tackle Tour pros and cons of the Megabass Megabass Z crank. Megabass Z crank ratings. The construction and the quality. Megabass knows how to package and finish a product. They get a 9. That doesn't really. I don't think that's right. Construction and quality. I don't think packaging should have jack shit to do with that. But performance. Unfortunately, the bait did not produce any results for us. I don't know that you can really blame that on the bait, because some days aren't like, if you go out there and you're like, oh, I'm going to go test a crankbait today. I don't think it's Megabass's Z crank fault that he couldn't catch a fish on a crankbait that day. Maybe it just wasn't a crankbait day. You know what I mean? Like, if I go out there and it's 33-degree water temperature and I'm like, oh, I'm going to go test this big, buzz bait. And then I come back and write my little stupid review and I'm like, oh, this buzz bait didn't work. Really? Yeah. Water temperature is 40. Price. The current exchange rate only makes the matters worse. It is a 4. Features. Wood body, circuit board lip. In the end, nothing that extraordinary. Agreed. Design. It says they have unbelievable finishes, so it ranks an 8. Application might be best for your mantle. Ooh. Uh, so here are the pluses and minuses. They have wonderful finishes as a plus, and they have a wood body, which is a plus. Minuses. Too hard to find in the colors you'd want to throw. Okay. They're very expensive. We're not convinced that this bait actually catches fish. And we could not discern between the red and blue label baits in the water. In conclusion, if this review demonstrates anything, it's that even Megabass is not invulnerable to a critical eye on Tackle Tour. Try as we might to like this exquisite little bait, it just did not produce anything worthwhile for us, and so it gets filed away into the baits to forget about section of the tackle vault. Megabass continues to pump out different variations of this bait in a flat-sided junior size, magnum size, and so on, but judging from our experience thus far, and yes, we tried the flat-sided version as well, it's not just a line of baits we're going to be investing in further. The cost-benefit curve is just too skewed over to the cost side, but of course, that's to be expected. It is, after all, a Megabass product. Well, and they did show that they caught fish on it. But the caption of the picture says, a rare Z-crank bass. So, yeah, I guess they did catch fish on them. Because it said the dude's throwing the flat-sided one right here, and it says this bait was slightly more effective than the original Z-crank, but only slightly. And though it catches fish, the bait is not as effective as one might hope for a wood crankbait. So they have pictures of the fish, of the bait catching a few fish, but in their minuses, it said we're not convinced this bait actually catches fish. I don't understand. Marty, don't waste your time. It is an odd review. South Jersey. South Jersey, why don't you do a review, a rebuttal review, and let Tackle Tour know why they missed the boat. South Jersey feels that the guy writing the article was incompetent. Let's see who he was. See, he was a senior member. Let me go back to field test. I don't see. I thought they signed their reviews, or is this just Cal? Where are you? No, it didn't have. I guess they. I guess this was like a. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it was a collaborative thing, Daniel. That something happened. I feel like for some reason they got snubbed. They got snubbed by Megabass in some shape, form, or fashion. They're like, we'll get y'all. We'll get y'all. We'll blast you on our next article. Yeah, that's the thing, Jeremy. I think the guys at Tackle Tour are very reputable and legit fishermen. They know what the fuck they're doing. Uh, Later, Nate. Um, I don't think. I certainly don't think it was an incompetence thing, and I certainly don't think whether my opinion of the bait is good or bad. I don't think it was the bait's problem, which I don't think it's some spectacular bait that like catches fish more than anything else. Um, but I certainly don't think it was the bait's fault, and I certainly don't think it was the angler's fault. I feel like there was something that was going on there. The thing, and it was written in a way that was kind of odd. So, uh, yeah, I think they had some sort of little mini vendetta against Megabass for something. Yeah, but that's one thing I don't know. I'm sure the guys at Tackle Tour have a system in place for what they consider a good time, like the amount of time and conditions that go into using a crankbait that they're about to review. I wouldn't think they would just go down to the lake for like a couple hours and that be enough for them to review something, but maybe it is. I don't know if there's anything on the Tackle Tour website that shows the credentials of what they're putting a bait through. So, I mean, honestly, I think you'd be hard pressed to find some bait out there that wouldn't catch a fish. I mean, it's not that fucking hard. Uh, so for them to be like making snarky remarks that this we're not sure that this bait will even catch a fish, they know better than that. They're not that stupid. Um, they probably, Kyle, you're sniffing down the right trail. They probably somebody, you know, they probably said, hey, uh, we're gonna need a little something for our troubles to go test this Z crank. And Megabass said, eat a dick. Yeah, but we're gonna need a little something for our troubles to go test this Z crank. I don't think you heard me right. For all of our followers on Tackle Tour, they said, "No, I heard you. Eat a dick." So okay, we're going to fry your Z crank, and they went and wrote a pouty message. But did they, Burns? I mean, if you're in the base, that's a good way, I guess. So, uh, hmm. Were they going to review them, or they just want them? Jeremy, what was the HUD comment? It looked interesting. No, the only thing they didn't hurt Megabass sales. The only thing they did was piss South Jersey off. They only review. I guess you left out review. They only review products that is sent to them. Hmm. But that's like, I don't know. I hate seeing like if you have to send somebody a bait to review, like what good is that really doing you? You know what I mean? Like, do you need some random fisherman to like? I guess it's it's advertising. That's all it really is. But I also uh I don't like I don't I would not send like a swim jig to somebody and be like, "Hey, review my swim jig," knowing that I have spent thousands of hours swimming a jig just to have some cheese dick tell me what my swim jig does. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need that. I don't need you to tell me anything. Like, but uh, I don't. I guess I think back then the Tackle Tour held a little bit of steam with people looking to buy stuff. Now you get, rather than Tackle Tour giving you a review and being the only review, now you go to Facebook or some other forum and you get 300 reviews, or you go to YouTube and you've got 100 kids reviewing it or whatever. Uh, yeah, I think I think that's what the deal was, Burns. Back in the day, Tackle Tour was it, dude. Like if you wanted to know like about something, you went to Tackle Tour and like read their reviews. It's kind of sad to know that they may have been skewed a little bit, but I read a great response for the people who offer exposure in return for free stuff. If I were any more exposed, I would be naked. Yeah, that sounds about right. Uh, I don't see, that's the other thing that irks me about the internet and reviews of fishing lures. Um, like I could understand, especially baits. Baits I don't get. Uh, High end swim baits, maybe, but like when they're reviewing like a $10 crankbait, or when you see guys review crankbaits, like, do you really need somebody to tell you how a $10 crankbait runs? Why can't you just spend $10 and go throw it? I mean, it's not that much of an investment to just like get something and try it. I don't think I guess that's like a thing of the past, is like doing it yourself. Uh, but I don't know. My mind has never worked like that to where I have to like, I want to go like seek justification of if something is like valuable or not. Like if I see something and I like it and it looks cool and I think it might work, I assume the risk that my $10 could possibly be wasted on a shitty bait, or might be a good one. And I think you get more. I think talking to your buddies and shit's really what moves product. AJ, that probably doesn't need to happen. It probably wouldn't be good for the fishing world. Uh, it'd be good at stirring up shit, for sure. It would be good. No, that's why me and Bernsey get along. He's about as stubborn as I am. Bernsey, you do need a swimming pool. So do I. I've been trying to figure out how to build a test tank. That's like talk about catching fish on big wakes and rats with water temps in the 40s. In my opinion, that's a northern thing because I tried long enough. I gave up on doing it. It just seems to work around me. Yeah, Jeremy, I think where those guys are fishing, like up north, where you see those guys fishing in the wintertime, I think they're maybe grass lakes, and those northern strain fish are just wired different, dude. Like they're not like they're used to it. You know what I mean? Like they're used to being real cold. So uh, having ice above their head is pretty cold. But open water in like the 40s, not that bad to a northern bass, but to a Florida bass, they would die. You know what I mean? Like they would just like never come out. But I think that is certainly. Well, I was listening to. Did y'all listen to any of Plexiglass? Kyle, I was gonna make a wood frame and then just lay a pool like a pond, decorative pond mat down in it. And then just fill that up full of water. Um, is Mendit the best soft plastic glue? Um, I don't. I've used PVC glue. I've used Mendit. Mendit seemed to work just fine. I don't know. I don't know. What are you menditing? If you have a warm afternoon, you'll see bass sitting on top of wood, even when the water's in the 30s. It's pretty impressive. Yeah, that's what I was trying to find, something pre-made. You know what I also thought about, Burnsy? A John boat, like a real shitty John boat, and just like, or any kind of boat, like just getting like a 14-foot fiberglass boat or something shitty, and cutting the seats out of it or cutting anything out of it, and then just like making the boat, because you can get those relatively cheap, and then just build a frame for it. You have a little bit. You got to think, from the transom of the boat to the floor, pretty good. It should be enough. Enough to see if a bait will run at a decent speed. I don't know how deep it needs to be. But I don't. I mean, I guess while you're building one, if you're trying to do one, you might as well do it big enough to that you could like fine tune a bait, not just proof of concept. Um, yeah, just a big gigantic bathtub. Maybe I'll buy a Connex and cut the top off of it, and then put Flex Seal on the inside. What about a trash dumpster? Too short. I don't know. I don't know the answer. MMA is better than Flex Seal. Uh oh. Adhesive wars, waterproofing wars. Jeremy, they have a big hole in the ground. Cheap above ground swimming pool. How big are those? I think that's what Jimmy Etter used to test his baits in. Cheapest above ground pool. Here's one. It's $135. Here's an aquarium pool. 4,000. Uh, above ground wreck. See if I can find a rectangular one. Oh, here's one that's real nice. It's 59 feet by 25 feet by, man, that's huge. I need smaller. Here's a 60 footer by 24 by 22 inches. That's pretty big. It's 900. Ooh, now we're talking. Here we go. It's an oval. This is what we're talking about, Burns. I might have found the answer, bro. Look at that. It is $110. Free delivery? What's this thing made out of? Is this, what is this? Oh, it's a cover. I got tricked. It's like, there's no way. There's no way they can ship this to me for free. Here's a frame. This could be we could be onto something here. Yeah, you have to be careful, Burnsy. Here we go. What's this thing? Let's see how big this is. This is 7'2" by 4'11" by 23. 7 feet by 4 feet wide, 7 feet long. Here's one that's 8 feet by 5. They have a 14 footer by 7 feet wide. The problem is the damn, like, building a frame wouldn't be that bad. It's that damn pool liner that's so damn expensive, or that pond liner. What is this thing? Rectangular dog swimming pool. Large. How big's a large? Size. Wow, that's teeny. 12 inches? What kind of dog fits in that? 31 feet by 16 by 52 inches tall. Yeah, I got to figure this out because driving up to my buddy's house is really getting annoying. I can't build anything like that. You know what I mean? Because I can't fine tune anything. Because you drive all the way up the road and you take a bait to go see if it swims, and if it doesn't, you just wasted your time driving up there. And then you got to drive back, and you can't see immediately what you're, if you're tweaking stuff. You can bring your tools with you, but it's annoying to not be able to like have all your stuff that you need to like adjust whatever you might want to adjust because you don't know what it might be. So 13 feet by 20-foot pond liner for $175. But you got to think you're losing however tall the sides are and the bottom. So a 13 by 20 wouldn't make you a big pond. Brennan's got a big feeder. He said that's the answer. Well, there we go. The answers we've all been looking for. The above ground pool kind of sounds nice. 14 feet by 8 feet. 3 feet deep by 11 feet. It's like 300. Here's a 14 foot by 8.5 foot, 40-inch oval above ground pool at Lowe's for 500. That would be a hell of a lot easier than building something. I think by the time you bought all the bullshit and spent all the time building it, you might be better off going with one of these things. Above ground swimming pool. I don't know. I haven't found the perfect one yet. Buka's got a nice one. Bait tuning. Send your pupils baits and have them send them back for a grade. That would be pretty funny. Daniel, you certainly could. Burns closest lake is 22 miles. That's pretty. Don't forget you need a filter. You got to add that to the cost. Do you have to have a filter? Can I just like load it full of chemicals? Dig a big trench in the backyard and line it. See, I'd have to do it here, and the ground's really hard here. And I don't know that anybody wants a moat in the back of the shop. I certainly don't. Not to mention all the random animals in the back that crawl around and piss and shit in it. I'd have to have some sort of cover. Uh, do we ever go to the beach for the day? No, it's a little bit of a pain in the ass to load up. Like at the age our children are, it's a little bit of a pain to load up everything to do anything for a day, uh, because it's bags and bags and bags of food, beds, diapers. You know, it's like moving out just to like go have dinner. So not for the day. We did do a little day trip with the bean when she was little. Um, I don't like the beach. Amy loves the beach. I don't like sand. Sand infuriates me because it gets everywhere and you can't ever get rid of it. Um, but the beach is enjoyable at times. I like the beach when you go down there and you stay for a couple of days or however long. Uh, I can get down with the beach, but day trips where you're lugging your shit on and off the beach and you're just like collecting sand in your vehicle and on your feet and on your clothes and on your body and sand's just getting transferred around, that really, I don't like that. I need one of those taller tanks they take to shows with the bass in them. Oh, like the trailered ones? I wonder if there's any of those that are like out of commission, that are like busted up, that you could buy. I bet that'd be expensive. Brennan, thanks for the pick. Well, maybe we'll get somewhere with this test tank. My dad last year said he was going to build me one. That was my Christmas present. He said, "Merry Christmas! I'm going to build you a test tank." Maybe he meant 2023. So 2 years ago. But yeah, Kyle, that's what I'm saying, dude. Dude, I can step like 1 foot in the sand, and I'm gonna have sand all over my shit for like the next 6 years. Like you said, it gets in your bed, it gets on your truck seat, it gets in your carpet, it gets in your hair. You pull it out of your ears, like sand just gets everywhere. Ugh. I don't know how people do it. Yeah, I don't like the sand in my toes. I do like getting in the Gulf though. Playing in the water's fun. Uh, Sand in the bed is horrible. It is that. It is that. I don't like it in my ears. Somehow it always gets it in my ears. Um, I don't like it anywhere. The no-see-ums. John D, I've got a good no-see-um story for you. So me and my buddy Joyner were we might have been in middle school. And my dad wanted to take us out in the Gulf to do some trout fishing. So in the summertime, the trout will get around the rigs and they'll be like 10, 15 feet deep. And you go out there and float a shrimp or a croaker or something out there and catch them out deep. It's fun. So my buddy Joyner, he was from Mississippi. He'd never been like out in the Gulf or in the Bay or anything like in saltwater. And so he's a pretty fair-skinned guy. And he comes over to the house. We wake up the next morning, drive to Dolphin Island, launch the boat. We go out there fishing. And my dad's got a center console at the time, and not a T-top, just had a Bimini top. And it was like July or August, and we're sitting out there with no top. 9, 10 o'clock starts rolling around. It gets fucking hot. And my buddy Joyner's sitting out there, and he wasn't a like small guy. He had some meat on his bones, and he was sitting out there, sitting up against the damn console. And he's like, "God, dog, it's hot." He looked at my dad and he said, "You ain't got a roof on this thing?" And he's like, "A what?" And he's like, "You don't have like a damn umbrella or something?" He's like, "It's fucking hot out here." He's like, "Oh, are you hot?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Hell, I can just turn on the AC." He's like, "You got AC in this thing?" And he's like, "Yeah." So old man went back there and unzipped the Bimini top and pulled it over the front of the boat. And Joyner looked at him and he said, "Holy shit." He's like, "You had that thing the whole time?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Why we been out here baking?" He's like, "I didn't know anybody was hot." He's like, "God dog." He said, "This feels pretty good." He said, "I'm gonna go up here and put my reapply my or put some sunscreen on." I said, "All right." So would you want some of this stuff? My dad always used this certain sunscreen. Joyner said, "No, I got some. My mom gave me some." So his mom gave him this little thing of sunscreen to put on. So he starts slathering up with this shit that his mom gave him. And we're sitting there and chilling. And I think he was gonna like take his shirt off in the shade so he could like, it was cooler while we had the top up. He was gonna put sunscreen on, then take his shirt off and enjoy the shade. And so he rubs all this damn sunscreen on him. And I'm over there looking at him. And I asked him, I was like, "Is sunscreen purple?" He's like, "Huh?" I said, "Is your sunscreen purple?" He's like, "I don't know." And he had this like purple glow to him. It was weird. And he little time goes by, and he said, "God dog." And I was like his thing, "God dog." I said, "God dog." And you hear him like, "Something's biting me." Like, what? And he's like, "Something's biting me." It's like, "What do you mean something's biting you?" He's like, "I don't know. So I keep getting bit." He's like, "Y'all ain't getting bit?" I was like, "No, I'm good." Ow. He's like, "Damn, He's like, these damn things hurt. I'm like, what is it? He's like, I don't know. So it went a little while, and he was like getting like whelps on him and shit from these little no-see-ums biting him. And he said, "Why ain't y'all getting bit?" I said, I don't know. I said, "You're the only one that's got that goofy ass sunscreen on." And he's like, "Reckon that's it?" I was like, "You're the only one getting it." So I went and dig it out of his bag, and I looked at it, and it was grape flavored sunscreen. And apparently, grapes and no-see-ums go hand in hand. They love grapes, apparently. And this guy had just basically covered himself in no-see-um attractant and was getting swarmed. And he after we figured it out that they liked the grape flavored sunscreen. He's like, "Dude, how do I get this shit off?" I was like, "Get in." And uh, he's like, "I'm not getting in." I'm like, "Well, you got to get that shit off somehow." He's like, "Grab my feet and like dunk me in." I'm like, dude, just like splash water on yourself and like wipe it off. And we managed to get all that shit off of him, and they kind of half-ass left him alone, but we still had to. I don't think they totally left him alone. Ooh. Uh-oh, Amy just said the K word. Oh, Amy did. She released. She wasn't supposed to. Or I don't say she wasn't supposed to say anything, but nobody had asked about Christmas. Amy just spilled the beans. Run showers to wash the sand off after a couple of daiquiris in the party bucket. I forget about the sand. Kyle, you're exactly right. You drink enough beer and wash beer down with the damn bushwhackers, you forget all about that shitty sand. Kyle, she got a pelican, 10 footer, sit on top, kind. We all assumed you had done the right thing. I don't know that it's the right thing, AJ. I don't know that it's the right thing. Marty, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about her being at the camp. I was like, if I take her to the camp and she tries to get to the river from the camp and she has to paddle out of those two canals or the two ditches that leads to the river, and there's a damn 10-foot alligator on the bank, she's going to shit the bed. She says she's not scared of gators, but when you're eye level and eye water and it's like the water's right there and there's like a giant gator that close to you, the tune will be changed. It is neon green. I told her I got her a bright one so I could see her when she flipped that thing, and I had to go get her. I did start thinking about this kayak thing though, and I was like, where could I use this? And I started thinking about all the like backwater marsh down here on the causeway that I can't get to in my boat. I was like, I could potentially take this stupid ass kayak in there. Um, Oh, well, I hate to jet, but I gotta go. I gotta go in this other room, and I'm getting you a live Yak Love bumper sticker. Oh, live Yak Love. Is that even a thing? Please tell me those don't exist. Yak Life. That's what Amy's gonna get. I'm gonna get her I'm gonna get her a is in the script of Salt Life, but it's gonna be Yak Life, and it's gonna have a kayak on it. Yak Life. That's it. That'll be interesting. Happy wife, happy life. That's right, Rich. Even if they won't, dumb little boats. Where's the new? That's a good video. Did you see the one with the woman and her yak and the bait is going crazy all around? The whale comes up and she goes in. Ooh. Rich will have to do that one after the goat shirt. I've been thinking a lot about this goat shirt, and I can't figure out how the design is going to go down. But Yak Life / Salt Life / I Love the Sand. Kyle, we'll see. If I could, when I started thinking about where I could take one, there's a couple places that I can't get my boat in because I don't know how to run in there, and I don't think you can run in there at even a good tide. And and hell, I could take a kayak in there, no problem. South Jersey, I was thinking about getting it. I thought about actually getting it wrapped. So I got a buddy that does boat wraps, and he could just print the wrap and roll it up to me, roll it up and send it to me, and I can put it on. And just, but I'm embarrassed to have a tackle craft kayak. Um, and not a boat, right? Like you can't have a little silly ass wrapped kayak if your boat isn't wrapped. Now, if they match, that would be cool, but that was the only way I could justify the kayak. I was like, well, maybe I could put a tacklecraft wrap on it and make it look half-ass cool. Um, Go old school, beat your boat, and wade out to fish it. I think the mud's too thick. I'd have to have those mud. I'd have to have those like those ice shoes, or I'd have to have like a sled. Whale swallowed 2 or 3 people. Did they spit them back out, or did they die, or did they live in the whale like Jonah? Man, I gotta start looking up these people getting eaten on a kayak video and send them to Amy. Brown Bait Co. just sent me a message. Let's see what this says. There we go. Well, that's a pretty good looking trough there, Brennan. About the size of a trampoline. Yeah, Kyle, that shit don't come off. No, I think this. Yeah, I would be. Oh yeah, I gotta get my heater. You can sponsor me, and I will put a TK wrap on the boat if you want to send me a new Minn Kota Tarova. How about an old crusty Fortrex 112? How about a Motor Guide 109 Tour that's been rebuilt 16 times? Yeah, Kyle, I'm trying to get out of this damn I keep trying to get out of this conversation and leave, and I keep justifying this stupid ass kayak. I don't want to downgrade. Okay, a Fortrex with one of those TH prop nuts on them. I'll spice up the deal. And unlimited baitless hooks, correct. Amy's kayak is not stupid. It's not stupid. It just doesn't have a motor and it doesn't go fast. It doesn't uh, stink up the ozone. I will be interested to see how stable it is to if you could stand up in it. We'll see though. All right, I really have to go now because I have to get the eyeballs off of this. I'll I'll give it to Smithwick. The rattle in this thing sounds legit. Sounds good. Jeremy, that's what I'm saying. In a perfect world, I would have just got her a John boat, right? Like that's to me, that's what I'd want more than a kayak. Just give me a John boat and a damn 9.9. Then you can go drink beer and prop your feet up and cruise, smoke your stogies. Amy can get out there and burn heaters and drink bush and cruise up and down the Delta in her bikini with her 9.9 horse, and she'd be good to go. Instead, she's got a paddle. All right. Amy wants a small craft so you can watch the kids. Pretty much, yeah. She's thinking hella. She's like, I know he won't buy one, so I'll get to go kayaking solo. All right, y'all have a good New Year's. Amy said she wants to talk to y'all tonight, so if you're around, we might do this again. Uh, you're right, Hella. She's smart. I'm dumb. You'll be good. Have a good New Year's. We might be beer drinking tonight, ringing in the New Year after the kids go to sleep. Y'all have a good one. Videos.